Oh, it's recording. Thanks.
I'm putting him under my bed, pirate drinking rum.
From everything I've read or watched, it's supposed to be pointing towards the source.
I mean, it's pointing toward
And
my mouth.
the more you're over to the side, the less. If you talk over to the side, it picks up less of the breathing and noises. And then when it's more straight on, it gets basically everything coming right out of there. And then when you get real in there, it increases the bass. And in that episode last night, every time you talked, you got up in there like Uncle Davy, podcast chick.
Oh, man, I went with the same notes over here.
Little Davy, Big Davy, desk behind, podcast chick.
What's the day?
March 5.
2023.
Yeah.
Cases is found in a time capsule one day.
6.5 input.
I thought you were writing
Hopefully
down the date.
Not delete. Oh, I wrote down the date.
Did you write down the year?
Yes.
Because this could be on that archive website one day.
Hopefully this isn't all they find once we're gone.
They're going to say good riddance.
Is this the glorious episode 10?
Yeah. This is like, not a lot of TV shows even make it to episode 10. But here we are.
Oh, we haven't broadcast yet.
I mean, we are live. Well, there's footage to be seen.
We're alive.
Every Friday. I might bring a viewer to work day. There I went. Said it.
Why?
Said I mean.
Just get them all out there.
So we have new lighting in here. And I might buy some of these. Maybe I should wait. I don't know. I'm going to buy some of these for my bedroom.
If these don't work, then
I'm going to add more to the bedroom.
if I'm not careful, my headphone wire causes a shadow over the... It's just a lot going on in here. We need a dedicated space. Oh, this is pretty dedicated.
I mean, this is definitely dedicated. We don't have any other storing devices in here. I was looking at I feel like we could fit maybe like a desk behind me. Like a high school desk. And
Behind you?
And someone could sit back there to look up shit off camera.
Like an Oompa Loompa?
I was thinking like Ryan.
There's not a lot of room back there.
I have more on my side.
That would crack me up the entire time if Ryan was sitting back there at a desk typing things up. We would be fully using this space to its full potential.
I feel like we got the tape measure. We can measure out a desk. You would just have to like step over the chair to get into it. It'd be like getting into a race car.
I like it.
Now I don't know where my spare phone went.
Disheveled if our producer was trying to get back into his desk and rip down our green screen.
At least hopefully it would be on video. We could mention to Ryan what we wouldn't mention to him what his task would be. We just get him in here, tell him he could sit behind us.
I'm getting live footage.
What?
Keep it going. I feel like,
man,
I would if I was watching this, God forbid, I'd want to see what you're talking about.
I mean, I might even put in a desk and edit it in a desk, give a good, nice picture, because there's a lot more room on my side than your side. Yeah. But also mean the booths are not very even. You could fit a desk right there. I'm not 100% sure it would fit. He would just be facing this wall.
I got a tape measure in the bag.
He'd be facing the wall. We could give him a mic too.
I'm getting a tape measure.
I'll tell you what we could do. Oh man. Here's him to me. We could get him a webcam, mount it to the wall, and then he would be sitting there facing it, and we could put his face up there.
I like it.
First he would have to agree to it.
You probably would not.
Also, we'd have to find a desk that would fit.
Here we go.
I feel like actually we should have a dummy over there. We should make a dummy in case one of us is not here.
You got about 21 inches to spare for a desk back there.
Yeah, it'll fit. You could build one.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
Build a chair idea, but supply your own chair. So, I mean, we would supply the chair. It's like guerrilla footage over here, right in the battleground.
Once you have the audio synced, you can just plop that in, and it should be synced. Well, you'd have to.
Sync it.
Yeah. You would probably have to manually. I mean, you could sync it. It's doable.
I mean, I'm gonna start tomorrow on this episode.
I was gonna do it on episode 7, but the footage I had was so short and crappy that I didn't bother.
Which I'm assuming will be out in time, but it might be delayed.
Oh, it's gonna be out on time. We don't delay.
You're only a week away. You only got 2 weeks, I think.
That's plenty of time.
Because what we released 5, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
But this episode, I don't know. I'm hoping it ends up well.
So far, I wouldn't say it's going that great.
I think I ran out of mind power.
We were doing a lot of talking before we got here. We had we already were in a booth for about 2 hours.
I'm gonna knock out my diet. The update is
Uh-oh.
it's still on that train ride that we talked about last episode. Man, I'm really getting the mic again. I think I lost 2 pounds. That could go back up. I am trying new fasting. 20 hours between meals. My first meal and second meal of the day will be within a 4-hour span. And then last meal to next meal the next day, 20 hours. While doing the diet. See what's happening. I might not update the diet till the end of March. I know everyone's on the edge of their seat. Slow progress is any progress. It took them years to build the Titanic. If Ryan was here, he could look that up. We could ding a bell every time we need him to look up something.
He wouldn't like. He would probably throw that bell. This light's blinding me. Can you see your light from where you're sitting?
Look into it. I mean, otherwise I can't.
From right
I
here.
don't have eyes.
From right
over
here.
there.
From right here, it's blinding the side of my eye.
You're like a horse. You need those things.
Because I had the sunglasses on.
I mean, it don't bother me.
And it's dark, but over here, boom, I'm getting blasted.
It don't bother me.
I have to be very comfortable for me to be on air.
Your booth isn't as good as mine.
That's what I'm finding out.
You got a spring that got a little sideways.
I'm sitting on it.
It goes right up your ass.
If these lights stay here, I think I'm going to have to tape some construction paper up to block this light from hitting me in the side of the face.
It's on fire. And then I guess I might
That's a
leave.
possibility.
They do get hot. You think this is going to set my bed on fire?
Well, we'll find out. If it sets the green screen on fire, then I would say yes to the bed.
I'm going to put 2 of these under my desk. I think 2 of these under my bed. I feel like floor lighting. I wonder if floor lighting pisses off like rats. Blinds them.
Were these advertised as floor lights? Because they look like they were supposed to be hung up on a
They were
wall.
floodlights.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the difference.
So I feel like they were supposed to be mounted up on the side of the wall, pointing
Everyone
down.
everyone has them on the floor though.
Wow.
The guy who I built my streaming setup that hadn't happened yet.
These babies don't like to move too much.
I've been moving mine all day. I was trying something really crazy earlier. Camera might have caught it. I was gonna do upside down mount. Had the mic up here pointing down.
That wasn't too bad actually. I think the problem is when you want to put it back.
Yeah,
I'm good now. I just like being. I like being in the center of the table.
We should have cameras mounted to our heads that could get footage that we're seeing, like a VR. I don't know. I don't think so. I didn't write it down. Thought about subscribing just to see how she uses her camera, cause she has some nice shots. I would almost say I would put her name on the thing, but I don't know if she wants the advertisement because she's well beyond us.
Might hold off on that.
She's already on News Channel 5. She was there Friday doing an interview. We hadn't reached that yet. The only way I think we'd get on News Channel 5 right now is we set this green screen on fire by accident.
Or get murdered in here.
Or
Or find ourselves mixed up in some sort of
new porno.
Sting, like a prostitution sting or something.
I like that idea though. I mean,
Wow.
I don't like him busted.
Someone was in here that one night.
They were getting dick down.
They were getting something.
I had to edit that out.
They were getting a delivery.
Might be making a delivery in 9 months. There might be a child conceived in here. It was very creepy, and we don't even have the best audio. It's gonna be. I think episode 7 might be more like a Blair Witch Project.
Well, the phone is the only reason you can hear it. I don't think the mic would have picked it up.
Oh yeah, I mean that. I mean, I'm just saying, in the general, the whole thing because it's so lights
Oh
are
yeah, it's
out.
terrible. And I couldn't get rid of the reverb because
I don't know what that is. What's reverb?
it's like you're walking into like a what is reverb?
You got rid of it.
I didn't get rid of it.
Oh, you didn't get rid of it.
It's like an echoey,
Like me doing something is gonna make a noise,
like oh man, I'm explaining reverb.
like a bell ringing.
Let me think.
You're
like in a
the editor.
you're like in a tunnel or
I'm
something.
also one of them.
You're inside of a tunnel
Yeah.
and you're hooting and hollering, and that's reverb.
Oh.
I don't think I broke through.
I don't. It didn't make sense.
The
The only
sound.
tunnel I want to be in is the one that Elon Musk did.
If you're in a nice
Round
cement tunnel or something,
And I scream.
and you're in there, it's like a echoey sound.
Okay, so you couldn't get rid of the echo.
Well, it's not echo, but it's reverb. I couldn't get rid of it, is what I'm saying. And so since I could get rid of it, but it would have required
Get rid of the rest.
it would have required us to purchase like a $200 plug-in to remove it digitally. And I said that's too expensive for one episode.
I wonder if they would give it to us.
So what I did is I kind of went the other direction, and I added more reverb. I went through the presets, and there's a reverb called "Small Bathroom," and it sounds like we're talking in a bathroom, like separated by stalls. That's what it sounds like.
I like it.
It's not good.
Our original idea was a toilet-based podcast.
Toilet news.
Toilet news. I mean, now looking at our podcast material, I don't think toilet news would have been very successful in the news department because we don't have a hell of a news. We don't have any news stories.
We can tell some news, but it won't be breaking.
Probably the wrong news. It definitely won't be breaking. I've deleted a lot of fake news. I like the old Jaggery.
He's
the powerhouse because I have a little Davy making a cheeseburger.
Oh, sweet mama. It's like deja vu. Man, they're close. At least you'll have this audio because I'm not going to delete it. Yeah.
Like,
this is where I wish we had the spare tripod so I could just have a peek.
are those extendable ears? That's gonna look so suspicious.
I just pop it up real quick just to get a glance.
You're gonna drop the phone off of there.
I'm not going to stick it out the wall.
Oh,
I would just stick it up like a
I could get a drone. Slide
submarine.
around in here.
Because they think we're like storage bandits just waiting here to loot.
Man, I would dress up as a pirate. Just loot around. That's probably what the other people were doing.
I think they were close enough to where they probably could have almost hurt us.
Probably. Weird, you put your selfie stick over there's another one that comes up at the same time. Staring at each other.
Totally forgot what they were, so I didn't write them down.
Did they involve work?
I think they might have. Oh, yeah. I can remember just a taste of one that I was going to write down. She was trying to train me how to, when people come in to get things framed, she's trying to train me how to help people pick out their mat board and their frame. She grabbed all these mats, started going through them, pick which one went well with the pictures, and every time in my head, silently, I picked the one I thought was the best, and every time she picked it and she said, "That's not going to work," and she threw it aside. So every single time I
How many
in my
were
head,
there?
well, she started with the whole stack of them and went through them all just to narrow them down. Then she picked like 8 good ones and she went through them, and secretly in my head I was like, okay, that's the good one. And she would go right to it and be like, that one doesn't work, and she would throw it out. And I think every single time, almost, I always picked the mat board that she said was not good. So that was something I was going to write down.
Maybe your color off. Maybe like your eyes, that coloring is off,
It must be.
or maybe your taste. Maybe you just have different taste. 'Cause I would have picked neon green.
They don't seem to like those colors.
I want a flashy color, yellow, pink,
I have not seen anyone pick any flashy colors.
purple,
A lot of
neon blue.
kind of a more reserved, older crowd coming in there. A lot of golds and grays.
What are they doing? Preparing to decorate the funeral home? Are these people old as fuck?
Not the people work. The people that own the place are like 6 years older than me.
I thought you were gonna say 60, but that's pretty old. And why did they buy it? Why are they in the framing business? Is it family
have no
tradition?
idea.
You didn't ask that. You didn't ask that in the interview.
No.
Every
don't
time I go
ask
in the
any
interview,
questions in the interview.
I start asking all the questions when I'm in the interview.
Oh,
Like
man.
I'm like the white Schrute. I asked the question.
I just sitting there. I had boss man on this side, boss lady on this side, and I was just sitting there looking straight forward, just trying to make it through as easy as I could.
Interviews always suck.
They didn't ask me any of the real hard, stupid questions that I
Like, would
like.
you do crystal meth and fight someone?
The worst question I ever get is, "Tell me about yourself." That's the one that just breaks me down, makes me crumble.
Bob Ross, and just reworded it.
I don't think that would work out.
I mean, I wouldn't die. I would leave that part out. Because art, I don't feel like you need an artist to work in a framing shop.
They are.
Are they artists? They draw?
Well, he is.
Ooh.
I think.
Does he ever do a painting at work?
No.
Yeah, why not? I feel like they should have a room dedicated to employees painting.
I think his paintings might be on the wall. I'm supposed to familiarize myself with the paintings on the wall, which I haven't got around
Do
to.
they sell those paintings?
Oh, they sell them.
So they sell artwork. Could I put my artwork in there if I was an artist? If I was talented?
Yes. I don't know who makes more money because they refer to it as writing the artist commission. So I don't know if they make more money or the artist makes more money. Paintings are very expensive.
You ever see the Thomas Crown Affair?
I don't.
He stole a bunch of paintings
Well, I'm not going to do that.
and he put the fake ones in there. It was a good movie. It had Pierce Brosnan in there. The remake did. I think the original had Steve McQueen. Actually, Ryan got me into there. That Little Davey's Big Davey's son. Big Davey was my grandmother's brother. I don't know what that makes Little Davey. It's like a great uncle. It's like a great. Is great cousins a thing?
I can't. I'd have to write it down and I'd have to write out a chart.
I feel like we need a map up on the wall. I feel like I lose my way on the family tree. I need direction.
They have a free family tree site you can use.
I'm on the DNA
Lord.
website, and every once in a while I get like second cousins that pop up that I don't know who they are. But Big Davey looked sort of like Rodney Dangerfield.
Wouldn't they know once they hear him talk?
I don't know.
I guess not.
I mean, when we were in Florida, we do that, and also Lil Davey said there's footage of him on the beach walking around with the huge camera, like Marty McFly, Back to the Future, on the big camera, and he was telling all the chicks in the bikini that he worked for David Letterman, and he was shooting a special on the beach. There should be a sign-in sheet. We should sign out with space, time frame, so the studio isn't disturbed. I like to be nice and no one around other than yourself when I'm in the podcast studio.
Well, sometimes it takes us like 40 minutes to even get going, especially since we had all our good discussions while we were eating about an hour and a half ago.
The camera rolling at all times. I've already talked about all my
Little
topics.
Davey, Big Davey.
I wanted to hear about your church experience.
Oh, you should have told me that a few days ago.
Oh, why can't you talk about it now?
Top 5.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, did you enjoy going to church?
Let me think for a second. Where's my pen?
Man,
I'm
you're like an
sitting on it
artist with no
almost.
brush. I've only been to church once. While you working on your list, I'll
Oh,
talk about
Tell
mine.
us about it.
I went to church. I went to a Catholic church.
Mm.
Well, I've been to church for dead people.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, we Grove fans. I might come out to someone's if they needed me
If someone wants to advertise their funeral
home.
here,
This is gonna be late. Hopefully, they're not expecting people to show up there and wanting to advertise it.
oh, what a
They're gonna have to let
depressing
us know beforehand that they're dying. I decided to help Laura move her stuff.
topic. It was that recent that you went to church?
That was like 2019. I was helping her move her stuff to Rhode Island. Well, actually, she flew down here, and her idea was she was just going to bring back certain things on the plane, which I already knew was a bad idea because you can't carry much on the plane. She had a couch, a couch to get with, but she had a bunch of stuff in there. So the idea was rent the U-Haul and drive it up there that day. It is 18 hours up there. We drove all the way up. Well, actually, I tell you, the first mistake we made was we started late. Then we got into the U-Haul, and we didn't even make it out of Tennessee that night. But I ended up getting there about 5 a.m. the next day, about 3 or 4 in the morning. Did not sleep at all for like basically 30 hours. No, well, I didn't drive anything. I was actually just riding. I just decided to ride up there to give a hand. I offered to drive the U-Haul, but she was a little hesitant, I guess, because I don't know about the insurance on the U-Haul. It was like $900 to rent the U-Haul and drive it up there.
Oh, it's church. Lots can happen at church.
It's like porno.
I
Like
mean,
someone's mooning.
I'm saying it.
So it was like 5 a.m. in the morning. Get to the hotel. I try to lay down and sleep for an hour. Get up, head out. Laura's dad is showing us around, give me a very small tour
Of the house, or?
No, we didn't really go. I did see the house once when I went back up there, but no, he gave us more like the guy who founded Rhode Island. There's a statue of him, and I thought it was. He asked me, did I know who that was, and I thought it was a tennis player. You would not think that I was very good in history, but it was my best subject in school every day. I don't know what time the thing starts, around noon, and walked in there, and
That's against the dress code.
Well, that's all I had, and there was a
Oh,
priest
goodness.
up there.
What?
There was a priest up there. There was too many Hail Marys today. I was just standing there. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to make a confession. I never ventured into one of those booths. I would probably go back to Catholic church. It was it gave me like the ending of Godfather 1 vibe. Like someone could have got whacked up in there.
Oh,
Nice churches. Old as hell. That was my only church experience.
that was it.
I was in and out 30 minutes when we gave her a test run. It's held up. I think we got our money's worth out of this booth. Good value. I never went to church other than wedding. I went for weddings. Went for dead people that passed. I need a church like Blues Brothers with a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, like a Holy Spirit. Like I feel it. Like cartwheels happening. Like praise the Lord.
Cartwheel.
Right down the aisle. Like
Sounds like something that I saw in Big Mama's house.
I mean, it was in Blues Brothers. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, you said Blues Clues.
I said Blues Brothers.
I could have sworn he said Blues Clues.
No.
I was like, huh. I don't remember seeing their church.
Yeah, I don't remember a church being an episode.
Cartwheels.
You went to the Monks, didn't you?
Oh, I went there. But that was more of a tourist attraction.
Did they have
They
like
make
an
a delicious
application
cookie. Application?
to become a monk?
I didn't ask for one.
I wonder what the requirements are.
He asked me what my, whatchamacallit is.
What?
I don't know enough about that type of church to tell you what he said.
Are they bald at it?
Huh?
Are monks bald?
He was wearing a hat.
What kind of hat?
A
Like a
hat
monk
that
hat?
kept me from telling if he was. No, wait. He had hair. He wasn't wearing a hat. The hat was his hair. In my mind, I'm thinking his hair was a hat. I don't know.
Wait, so he did have hair,
I think so.
but you said his hat was the hair.
That's why I remember
he had a
seeing
wig
his
on.
hair and I thought it was his hat.
Ah, oh, so he actually had hair. You just thought it was a hat. So he didn't have a hat.
All I can tell you is I remember there being
I
a
guess
face. All I remember is I remember his face, and I remember the facial skin, and then I remember
He
up
must have
here
looked like Lord
was
Voldemort.
a different color. So it was like either it was like a grayish. It was either a grayish hat or gray hair.
When I think of a monk, I think they're wearing black robes.
Oh, I think he asked me what parish I was from or whatever. I don't know.
Was that a house?
I don't know what it is. I just said.
Did you?
I said I don't know.
You should have said the Matthews.
And then he said, "Oh," and he sounded disappointed because I guess I'm. You know,
Man, you should have researched that more. You
guess
could have
if he
gave a
gave me
better
that-
answer. I think I would have winged it
well,
and just gave them my last name.
like I guess Nashville has its own different.
Oh man, I would have been really out there because he would have been the Smiths. Wait, did you have to wear one of their robes to get in there? Is that the place?
No, it was like a. Well, that guy wasn't at that place. The place with the robe requirement, it was a Sunday, so everyone was gone. All the
Wait,
gift
they're
shop
gone on
was
Sunday.
the gift shop was closed on
Isn't
Sunday.
church should be open on Sunday?
Jesus don't like the gift shop to be open on a Sunday.
So you had to wear a dress code to get in the gift shop?
The gift shop was locked.
Oh,
I had to wear a dress code to get into the church.
did they supply the robe?
There was no one working the desk, so I just let myself in wearing what I was wearing.
Oh, so you were not even official.
I was against the dress code. Wandered around in there.
Was there anyone in there?
There were some people in there praying.
You should have held their hand. Something.
And I don't know. There were also those confession
Did you try to get
things in
one?
there. I couldn't tell if someone was in there or not.
I think you're not.
Waiting for business.
I wonder if they would let me do like a little free, like a little like side job, like fill in like a substitute. Like I could get in there, and say some Hail Marys. But
I don't think they would like that at all.
I mean, I could maybe go through the schooling.
I also let myself into the basement. There's another church in the basement. And
The
you're not
morgue?
supposed to take pictures in there. But I did.
Ooh, I could add them on the green screen if you still had them.
Oh, I have them.
Was there dead bodies in there? Was it the
No,
morgue?
it's a church.
Don't they got morgues in
This
some
guy
churches?
needs to go to church. This guy thinks there's dead bodies in church.
I've seen dead bodies since I went to churches just to view them.
Sounds like you went to funerals.
They're in churches.
They sure are.
They don't have their own morgue, like a place to burn the bodies if they needed to.
I don't think so. I
Like
don't
some-
believe they do. I don't think they're burning bodies at church.
I feel
They
like
do that
way,
in hell.
I mean, if the people asked to be burned, they would burn them. Put in their last will and testament.
I've been to a lot of churches. Granted, they've all been like Baptist churches.
I'm thinking more of like
But I've never seen a church with like a chimney with smoke coming out of it with like
bodies.
at
being
9
burned.
a.m. we're going to be burning Jim. He died last weekend.
I mean, I really don't know much about church.
I was kind of interested in that stripper church you were talking about on episode 7 or whatever episode that
Oh
was.
yeah, I need to find that a little more details. Those women were out there, like there was nothing on them. They were nude,
I think you might have been watching a porn.
just right at the nipples. I mean, I don't know if I want to go. I might burn. I might committed too many sins over my life. I hadn't.
I've never seen anyone burn at a church. I have seen people fall down. I've seen people cry. I've seen.
Have you ever been to a physical church where they slap the devil out of you, like Benny Hinn or whatever? I'm gonna keep it in.
I had a church experience where I saw another person's bare bottom.
Oh, I feel like you told me this.
Was it on this podcast?
No, it's been years since I've heard this.
And the bare bottom I saw go into another child's face.
Oh yeah,
That was a church experience.
sounded.
Very traumatic for me.
Was that a long?
Not as much so as this fella down here.
So he was on the ground. They like teabagged his face.
They sure did.
Was that someone we went to school with?
No.
It sounded like someone.
This fella,
I thought this was in a camp.
it was a church field trip.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if we can't just get this going. Okay. Oh, yeah. So, this fella down here, I forget his name. He was a youngster. And this fella up here, he was a teenager. I don't think he was of age. Otherwise, we would have had a situation.
Yeah.
But they put this fella here. They
held him down.
no. There's a crowd of people all around in the hotel room of boys. We're all staying in the same hotel room. This fella down here, they blindfolded him
That's your first
and they got him into the sit-up position and they said, we're going to teach you something that's going to change your life. We're going to show you that positive thinking can make you accomplish anything. And we're all going, sounds so stupid. This sounds so stupid. They had said, where all of us around you are going to shout insults at you for about 30 seconds. And after you hear all of our insults, you're not going to be able to do one single sit-up. And you may not believe it now, but it's true. So they got him into the position with the blindfold. And secretly, oh man, I went off camera. I drifted off camera. While he was down there 30 seconds with the insults coming at him, which is already traumatic.
Yeah.
They got this guy.
Roasting the fuck
He got up above his face.
with his ass.
Pants come all the way off. He bends over right in front of the guy's face. And this fella here, he bragged to all of us afterwards that he had just taken a big steamy dump.
Ooh.
And he did not wipe.
Oh.
That's what I recall.
Yeah.
I may be, I don't.
I
think
mean, he
that's,
could come on the podcast and give his view of the story.
screw that guy. And so 30 seconds go by. This kid tries as hard as he can to do a sit-up because he doesn't believe he's going to be able to do a sit-up. So he
put a
tries.
lot of power in it.
He puts a lot of power in it and goes straight into the devil's dungeon up there. And he was super pissed. He went completely crazy. I didn't sleep that night because I felt in my spirit that he wanted revenge on everyone in that room. So I did not sleep that night. I stayed awake the whole night.
I feel like that would have been a good.
Horror movie.
It's terrible.
You told me that story before, and
Me and my brother were over in the kitchen area, the sink area. We could not believe what was happening.
man,
And
Y'all
then
should've saved
a
the
couple
day.
weeks later, that youth leader, the youth leader was not in the room. But
no, I thought that was the youth leader. I was like,
No,
he ain't a very good leader.
the youth leader was not in the room, but he did get fired or let go. They didn't say why.
He was sitting on his ass.
If it wasn't because of that, then I think it might have been because of
He was getting too close.
interactions.
Yeah. Ew.
But it was not good.
I guess I won't ask for the name of that church.
I don't think it exists anymore.
That makes sense.
Ooh, here's a fun fact. The pastor of this church,
Ooh.
the pastor, is the pastor that
Wow.
has done your family's funerals. He was the pastor of
Ah.
Terry Enbo.
That's why he told me that story.
But that was a different church now. That's why it blew my mind when I saw him
Wait,
officiating the funeral.
So he's at the church
He's the pastor.
at the church where they go, the one where the funeral were held. Is that his church? Is that where he works or spreads the
know.
holy word?
This is not. That wasn't that church back when I was going here.
Yeah, I mean he moved on from the church.
Back when we were going here,
I think he's at that other church. Is what I'm saying.
We were meeting in a school cafeteria back during these
Oh
times.
yeah, that was that church. Was that at Beach?
It was at a station camp.
I think that was that church because they didn't have a building yet.
So that is the church?
Yeah,
Ooh.
they're still around.
But here, and also, we went to that church that the funerals were held at
Yeah.
before they got there. So we went to both churches.
Maybe that church got shut down and then they took over that building.
Before they took over that building, the pastor at that church that we went to, he had an affair.
Wait. So the pastor that originally was at the building
Yes.
had an affair.
Yeah. And then
Probably frowned upon, but
turmoil.
Jesus.
It was frowned upon. I don't think we were there at that point. We had moved on. We
Did
moved
he
on pretty
bang?
quick.
Did he bang a fellow churchgoer?
I believe so.
I feel like he was promoting the Holy Spirit.
He was
Right.
promoting something.
That's probably what happens in that church with the strippers one.
That's actually the only experience where there was nudity involved.
Oh, well, I survived the windstorm. Did you lose any trees?
No trees lost.
We lost the glorious one in the backyard. It's been peckered on for years. Now that could be totally wrong.
Whoa.
So that could be false news. But I moved that tree today. You know what? I did not get out of breath at all moving those sticks. That sounded terrible. If I can't move a stick, so I get out of breath. I was moving logs. Let me just take it up a notch. I wouldn't call myself the bounty man. Not the bounty man. The brownie.
The brownie man. Here comes the brownie man.
What's the guy's name from The lumberjack with the paper towels.
The lumberjack with the paper towels.
Yeah.
Bounty?
Bounty. Oh, no, Bounty was green.
I think you're thinking about the Green Giant.
Brawny.
Brawny?
Braun. I can't think of the name. It starts with a B.
This is just...
It is a paper towel.
This is where we need the guy on the desk back there.
But then he'd be delayed getting us the answer. We'd have to move to another topic.
Not any more delayed than we are right now.
Well,
Bounty?
Bounty.
That's not the guy, though.
I'm thinking type in BRAWNY. Yeah, that guy. That's the guy.
Do you ever see his eyes? Or...
Yeah.
Even though we're not on fire, the sprinkler will ruin all of our equipment.
So what
Do
can
you
we
think that's possible? Do you think that would happen?
I mean, if someone set the building on fire, that would be a possibility. I mean,
Do you think we need to cover this stuff in plastic?
at that point, I guess it would be pretty good of the did, but there's also a chance the building might be gone. Sprinklers don't work very well.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Maybe
Another
I
boring
need to
topic
talk
coming
with
at you.
Fallon, see if that would cover. If we're covered in some insurance for the studio.
They probably have it set up. They don't want it to go off by accident and ruin everyone's. I don't know. It's just a boring topic.
I'll probably just cut it, but I might leave it in because there ain't much else going on right now. I just don't know.
Whenever I worked, I couldn't go to sleep, so I would go to sleep at like 5 in the morning, 5 or 6 in the morning. I'd wake up around 9:05.
Damn.
It's the last time you can wake up and still make it on time.
You woke up at 9 or 5. That's a big difference.
9:05. Then I'd work till 4, and then I'd fall immediately asleep, and I'd sleep for like 4 hours. So I was sleeping like twice a day. Boy, that looks delicious.
Yeah, some more in the car.
I couldn't tell you what I did.
I
'Cause
don't
I don't
think you did
remember
much of anything.
I don't think I did.
Almost blew over. If I was down to about 180, I might have blew over.
Ooh, it's already on the table. Let's see here. I did this week. For $10 at Walmart, you can buy 3 sheets of sticker paper. Boom.
Damn.
That's a sticker.
I don't know where I can put it.
I printed that baby right out.
It was $10.
Cut it with my bare hands. That wasn't $10.
I was about to say,
The whole sheet of paper was. There are 3 sheets of paper.
how many are these on there?
Well, if I wanted to print a whole page, I could probably get like 50. That's the only one you got. I got 3 more at the house, but
Wait, how many were on each page?
well, I was just seeing how it worked, so I printed out a bunch of different stuff.
Oh.
Like I don't know if they're very durable. Printed out this guy from the beach T-shirt, and then I printed out the profile picture of me, my face on the Mona Lisa. But when I was cutting them out with the cutter, I accidentally cut my head off and ruined that whole sticker. I got 3 more of those.
So you got 3 total of these small ones.
I think I might have 5 total.
That's why it picked up so much wrinkles in 7 because it was really wrinkly. It was authentic.
I'm still not sure if it will disappear yet or not. At one point I had to do a little bit of light voiceover work, which you can imagine how that turned out.
I'm pretty pumped up about it.
And if you're watching these in order, then you know how it turned out. It was only about probably 45.
It feels so weird because we never know. We were talking about these episodes, but we really don't know what we're talking about because they haven't been produced yet fully.
Well, in episode 7, we hadn't even released episode 1 yet.
Yeah, how big did you think it was gonna be? It's really small, and he was like, "Nah, it's pretty big." And then you opened it, and it was even smaller because they had wrapped it so tight.
It sure was.
And you kept unwrapping it, and I kept looking over there. It's like it was so small when you pulled out the little dude there. I don't even know what it was, the anteater?
Wolverine.
I don't know.
The anteater.
Terry walked in the room and started laughing at it and then sat down on top of it. It said, "This is a small nightstand." I don't understand why the term John is used for a man requesting a woman's service.
Well, they probably could have just as easily chose Jim or Bob.
Wonder we could maybe.
But you also got your Dear John letters. John does a lot of things.
But what happened to John and Jay? I mean, John.
John and Jay are gayer than a $2 bill.
I meant John and Jane Doe. Jane.
I don't know
Not
what
Jay.
I don't know what they're doing.
I wonder if we could get that changed.
Change John and Jane?
Yeah, I'm thinking
I don't-
like
I don't think John and Jane have ever met. I think they're always by themselves.
or dead. Or had a special guest or something. Stripper pole or something. I don't well. Again, I don't think we can get a stripper pole in here.
Oh, we could give it a shot.
We mount it from the ceiling.
We should just get the stripper.
I mean, that would give me more company. I wouldn't mind her sitting next to me
I
or
wonder-
sitting next to you.
How much it would cost to hire pay for an hour of
I could probably.
I mean, she doesn't have to do anything. She just has to be on the podcast for an hour.
put up a fence.
If we start bringing
That would be. That would
ladies
be
of the night in here, lot lizards in here, we might start getting into a little bit of trouble.
We might have competition, or the competition might be angry.
We might have to dress them down or something, because if they
They
come in
might.
here just busting out, just slutty looking clothes, the
Yeah.
cameraman's gonna get a little suspicious.
And not us. We don't have a cameraman.
But the security cameraman,
I bet he would film it.
he's probably filming us right now.
Sound like we knew Johnny Knoxville.
Well, by ruthless, I keep mine pretty honest. I don't like alter things that have
I
been
didn't mean
said.
to alter things. That just happened. I mean, sometimes when you're editing, you don't really keep up with the words
You're
before.
like, he was my favorite boss.
I think he retired now.
Saw him at the mall the other day.
You said you saw him, but you just followed him.
Oh yeah. Not that I have ever looked or would ever look, but some of those, from what I've heard, some of those cam girls online, they have pretty interesting lighting.
Yeah.
Not that I would know.
You got a nice beard going on lately. Is there a beard policy at work?
That's what I was wondering, actually. Because when I started working there that first week, I didn't shave at all. Nice, comfortable neck beard and everything. Just went in there looking regular. And then the second week, I decided to shave the neck beard. And now I'm finding that it's just irritating. And now I'm kind of wishing I could bring it back, but I don't know if they can let. I don't know if they look down upon stubble at the workplace. What episode was that where you mentioned that?
I
Was that
don't know.
7?
I think it might have been 7.
'Cause it feels like I'm having deja vu right here.
Because I think I talked about me shaving it and giving it to someone.
But I might have cut it out, so
So now
maybe
it might be new information. Unless
maybe I
don't,
didn't.
Or could delete it again.
who knows?
How she knew her neighbor was a nude.
Well, there's only one way that could have happened.
She saw the mighty python.
Either she or Andy took a gander, and
And just like the guy is beating off the drums nude.
I hope not.
Hey,
Seems like they might be a little loose with the word nude, because they said nude and then they said boxers. That's not nude.
I mean, nude. I'm thinking he's there with his tallywhacker out, just beating off the drums, not himself. Well, man, he might multi. It almost sounded like he was probably doing something else because he was not on rhythm with his drum beating. It was terrible. Like, if you're gonna be loud, you might as well be loud and make some type of sound happen.
Oh yeah.
That was just beating drums. That was nothing going on other than he just bought a drum set and was like, "Let me hit it."
That guy bought the drum set and he's like, you know what? I think I could play the drums. And
what I
then he
would
just
do.
went fully to town.
Why
I didn't
not?
even get the chance to try. I might be like that guy if I got the chance.
I don't even know how you play drums.
I would wear pants at least. I'd probably wear a shirt before I wore pants. Because I don't
I
want
would wear
everything flopping around.
a tank top and just basketball shorts or maybe a tracksuit. I don't know which one. Maybe both. I thought I could always play the drums. I enjoyed hitting stuff, making noise.
That guy must have had the same thought process.
But I feel like what do? You read music to play drums? Or notes?
If you do it by the book, there is where you can read the music. They're just like slashes.
What does the slash mean?
I don't know how to read it.
Like,
In the 5th grade,
oh damn! I thought it was more recent.
when we all got a recorder, we all had to learn how to play the song by reading the notes. on the recorder.
Only thing I remember
think
playing
I
was the flute.
I topped out at like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or something.
Uncle Terry had wrote down a bunch of notes or some
You
shit.
played. I don't think you would have played the flute in school. That just doesn't. That doesn't make sense to me.
I had one.
You had one
Is that the thing
for
with the
school?
Is that the thing with the notes? With the holes?
A flute is. I feel like a flute is pretty hard to play. You're over here,
Oh no.
like Jethro Tull or whatever his name is, and you're like,
What's the one you blow into?
that's the recorder.
Oh.
Well, you blow into the flute too, just at a different angle.
I mean, Willy Wonka had a flute. That's how he
Yeah.
called up the Oompa Loompa.
Well, it might have been a piccolo. I can't remember.
Oh,
You got different sizes with different names.
I feel like I would need a whole band. Because if I'm just beating the drums by myself, I'm not doing nothing.
Well, if you're just beating off on the drums with no skill whatsoever, then the least I could do is rip something out on the guitar with no skill whatsoever, and we could maybe get something going.
Is that how most bands are made? Just
Well, we just need somebody, maybe
playing the piccolo?
Ryan, just to. Well, I think if we had you on the drums, me on the guitar, I would like to see Ryan on the bass guitar rather than the piccolo.
We need
I
a
actually
vocalist.
picture Ryan's dad playing the bass guitar. He seems.
We need
like
a vocalist.
any of us could be the vocalist.
I don't feel like I could sing. I mean, I give it a dabble, but I mean, I might could get some backwards in there, like the background people.
We might not even have to worry about singing for.
I feel like trying to make a cover band.
Oh, that might be harder than just making a fresh one.
I feel like we already had the material.
Because you gotta sound like them. You gotta learn all their music.
I feel like I could almost sound like Leonard Skinner.
Wow,
Because
that is quite impressive. That's where I should be hanging out down on Broadway.
I feel like I could. And my
Because I'm
guitar
not
may
getting
go-
any action in the storage unit. Somebody is. It's not me. These mics have been used for vocals
I
in
would
bands
imagine.
for decades.
I mean, we could bring guitars in here and really just crank it up, get another jackery going. Is it harder, I wonder, playing the electric guitar or the acoustic?
You can make more noise with the electric guitar.
I just want to get like the Marty McFly level.
He's pretty good.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
Hopefully no one loses their pants. Like, what's his name? What's the one dude's name?
the one dude that loses his pants?
Yeah, he was playing at Woodstock nude.
I thought they all had their pants off.
Maybe they did. Someone was completely nude for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and they were in the documentary.
Yeah,
They were all nude.
Wait, they were all completely nude?
I think so.
I don't think the drummer was.
I hope not. I hope not. I don't remember now, but it was definitely at least the bass player and at
What's
least
the bass
the lead
player's
singer.
name?
Flea.
Flea. I always forget his damn name. I knew.
I don't think the guitar player would have been fully nude, but I could be wrong.
There was a lot of flopping. There was a lot of things happening.
Oh yeah, I think it was the bass player by
It was
himself.
definitely Flea.
Yeah, I remember seeing it now. I'm seeing it. Oh my goodness!
We can't put it up on the green
Holy
screen.
moly!
But we might could dabble in like a picture of him with his pants on here.
Well, I'm gonna feel a little bit. Well, I guess I don't see it right now, but I feel a little bit insecure that the big thing flopping all over the place above my head.
Especially with me editing.
Play
And
it.
have your guitar arrived?
It is not.
She was supposed to call me tonight. The phone hadn't rang, so
Hopefully,
some
she's
point-
not calling right now.
oh boy.
She could have been on the podcast. The Zoom
She has
call.
a mic. She could just do her own
Oh,
speaking
man. So she could record it on her end.
and send it to us.
Oh, that'd be just perfect.
This is we always end
and we
up
could have
talking
her do
about-
most of the talking. We could just edit us out of it.
But setting up her on a podcast would be like trying to set up like fucking celebrity because she's a little hard to talk to.
I found that when you're editing, you can sneak in there and chop them off the beginning of a word. Just chop them off. On mine, on 7, the program is working so good this last time that I've been able to just play it and then stop it immediately when I want it to cut, and I just stop
The
it
button
there
is
and
a
cut
stop button.
it. The space button, play
Ooh.
and stop.
I'm clicking. I'm thinking about investing.
Man, I can't believe you haven't been using the space button all this time.
Well, no, I never looked at the commands.
The space button on basically any program is usually your play, even on YouTube.
I think I might invest in a
Space.
different mouse, like you were saying, like a wheel mouse or
Scroll
something. Because I'm using this mouse. Sometimes it don't even work.
On mine, I use the mouse, of course, But then to scroll through the timeline, I use the touchpad.
Now she has a bunch of YouTube stuff. Have you God dang. You're like trying to drink his last of his vodka.
I'm not catching anything.
I don't know. I hadn't even sent her the footage yet. I don't
Thank
know.
God.
I feel like maybe I should send her the footage too. 4 or 3.
How the heck would you record up there?
I wouldn't have no green screen. I would just have to. I don't think
You
I could
would have
record.
to be on the green screen.
Yeah. Then you would have to be in here by yourself. Everything would have to be recorded on her end and sent to
yeah.
us. Basically, we could test this one time, I
We
think.
could.
Because I have a camera set up in my room and a mic. If I can figure out how to do something,
Get your mom in there.
how would it? Okay, I could do Zoom.
I think they limit you to an hour as well, unless you pay. You would be talking into the void.
So you would be talking. Wait,
Because if you're on Zoom,
if I'm on Zoom
I
looking
could
at
talk
you,
on. Worst case scenario, I could
Oh.
talk on the phone.
so you would be looking at the device, the computer or the phone,
Yeah.
and I would be looking at that, and then this would be recording the green screen, which you would add me to.
You would be looking at your device. I would be looking at my device. That's where the call would take place. And then the camera, which I don't know what camera it is, the camera would be filming me looking at the device.
So to
And
test,
then you would have to make sure you record your end so I could later
so
put
to
it on the
test this
screen.
out, we could do this just at your house, basically. Like you could be at your house with your phone or your computer. I could set up my setup at the house and do a test run because we wouldn't need to be in here. Other than we wouldn't be able to see the footage out over here really, unless because we don't have a green screen at your house, but
Yes.
or my house either way.
But
So,
if
but-
we have footage, we know that we could put it up there.
If we can just get the file and everything goes together and it's synced up right, or it's sort of live happening, all you would have to do would take that recording and add it into the DaVinci or Premiere, and then it would be synced up. Ooh, feel like we're getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere. Yeah. We just need the device on this end.
And the only issue we would have would be
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi and also
Because if we don't got Wi-Fi, we don't got nothing. My phone's a little spotty at best. Right now, I have one measly little bar.
we would have to try on your phone though. We would have to get the Wi-Fi set up on your phone. Do you normally when you is that a hotspot, right?
Huh?
The Wi-Fi on there is a hotspot.
I don't have any Wi-Fi. This,
But you can turn on the hotspot is what I'm saying.
I can turn it on to share my 1 bar of data.
Is 1 bar data like normally how you have ever used it before? Or
It's not good. 1 bar is the bare minimum. Next thing below that.
what is the
off.
quality, I wonder, at 1 bar?
Probably
would-
not great.
We need to reenact that. We need to have 1 bar at your house so we can see what we're dealing with or what you're
Sometimes
seeing.
I do have 1 bar at the house.
So you would have to find that place and sit there.
But
This is-
1 bar at my house might be a lot better than 1 bar inside of a storage unit.
That is true.
Because this is all metal.
Well, if we
This is
pass
like
the
a Faraday
first,
cage almost.
yeah, we passed the first test and we made it that far, and we can figure out how.
You could drop me off in here and continue to test number 2.
This is from my own personal note. Software,
Our
Set this
podcast
up.
is about shooting a podcast.
set it up. I don't know if I'm gonna remember all this. Software set up, and then I'm gonna add in another word over here. Try. I'll remember all that.
Huh.
Software setup. Try. Keep it to 3 words.
I'll be glad when I can skip to my next page because this is kind of
A lot of ass.
it is. So we done here?
I think we're gonna end it.
Here we go. Has it ended or are we about to end?
I'm gonna end it with a bell ring. It's like when church goes out, they ring the bells.
Well,
Some do, some don't.
Some
But
play-
I do.
we're gonna go.